guys, it's Kino. Welcome to another video. So today's reading is going to be a forecast for the year 2020. I cannot believe it's already December and 2020 is coming so soon. And I just wanted to say a huge thank you to everybody who has supported this channel in 2019. The fact that you're here, it means so much to me, and I hope that I can continue to get your support moving into 2020 as well. I'm really looking forward to doing more readings about different topics and maybe even some different kind of videos someday. I'm excited. Okay, so we're going to be covering 4 areas for your forecast. So we're going to see what is happening in your love life, in your career, in your personal growth, and in your spiritual awakening. So there are 4 piles to choose from today. I will show you each crystal, and then as always, you can take all the time you need to pick one. You could pick more than one too if you really feel drawn to more than one and you can't choose. So number 1 is Aventurine. Number 2 is Rhodonite. Number 3 is Aquamarine. And number 4 is Quartz. Okay, so those are all the piles. Feel free to pause the video if you need more time to pick, and I'm going to get started with number 1. Hi number 1s! So if you chose the Aventurine, this is going to be your reading. So Aventurine has this lovely green color, so it is a good stone for healing your heart chakra. It helps to remove any emotional blockages that you may have, and it's also a abundance and prosperity stone. So if you guys were drawn to this crystal, it could be a sign that you are going to come into abundance in the following year. And it could also mean that there's a little bit of heart healing that we need to do, but let's see what the cards have for you. So the way this reading will work is I have one tarot card for each of those 4 areas that I talked about in the beginning. So love, life, career, personal growth, and spiritual awakening. And then I've shuffled some oracle cards as well that will sort of accompany the tarot card, and we can get sort of a fuller picture of what you can expect. So I'm going to start with the love life. So let's see what card you have. Yeah, 3 of Swords. So you guys have a little bit of healing to do when it comes to love and relationships. So maybe in the past year, in 2019, it was a little bit rough for you. Perhaps you went through a breakup. Perhaps you had your eyes on somebody and it didn't really play out the way you wanted it to. If you are currently in a relationship, maybe there were a lot of disagreements or fighting or some drama like that. But this is telling me that maybe you're going into the year with a little bit of a broken heart. So I do think maybe that is why you were drawn to the stone that helps heal your heart chakra. And if you are looking to pursue a new relationship or heal your current relationship in the year 2020, this is super important. This card also makes me think about, coming back into balance, because the number 3 reminds me of the body, mind, and soul, or like your body, mind, and heart. So yeah, there's a little bit of healing that needs to be done from past hurts that maybe you've been holding on to for the past year, and maybe you didn't even realize that you had this baggage. So you've been trying to manifest a relationship and it's not really working, and you could be wondering why. This card is telling me that maybe you have some blocking beliefs when it comes to love, because the Swords is also all about your mind and mental things. So maybe you have some beliefs in your head, like that you're not worthy of love, or that you don't deserve the person that you want, things like that. And they could be very subtle. So you have a little bit of a head start. It's still December. Well, I don't know when you're watching this, but if you can start to think back and work through those insecurities that you may have, I think it's really going to help you to attract love in 2020. Okay, so let's see what oracle cards we have to clarify this message. There's unrequited love in reverse. There's perfect timing. And there's no place like home. Yay, this is really sweet. And I want to read the perfect timing message to you guys. Now is the perfect moment for you to act on your inspirations. The doors are open. While you walk through them with us by your side, don't delay or procrastinate, as all of the ingredients are ripe for your success. Everything and everyone is on your side, supporting your positive outcome. Okay, so because we have this perfect timing card and we also have the no place like home, I feel like a lot of you are trying to attract a soulmate. And this could even go further back, like maybe you were trying in 2019, 2018, like it's been a long time and it hasn't really been working out for you, and maybe this is what the heartbreak is coming from, but these cards are letting you know that it just wasn't the right time. So it has nothing to do with your worth as a person, with your worthiness of love, and it may not even be like work that you needed to do on your side. Maybe this soulmate or this person on the other side had some things that they needed to go through, that they needed to experience, that you just couldn't see. And I think maybe you had a tendency of blaming yourself that this wasn't coming together. But it's not like that at all. There is a perfect timing for this to come together. I think your angels have been planning this for a long time. I'm not going to cry, don't worry about it. I do feel something welling up in my chest, so I do feel very moved right now as I'm saying this. But this card is telling me that 2020, like, it's your time now, okay? So if it hasn't been working out for you in the past, this year is the time for you. Everything is going to line up perfectly. And I love when any card like related to home comes out in a love reading, because the idea of like coming home to somebody is just so cute, or like belonging with somebody. It gets me in my feelings. It's so sweet. Oh, I'm thinking about Finding Dory. Oh my gosh, have you guys seen that movie? It's so cute. I don't want to spoil it, but Dory goes home and she finds her home, and it's just, oh my gosh. Anyway, so the person that you guys have had your eye on, or maybe this could be a new person also that you're going to have your eye on in 2020. This year, you will get confirmation that this person likes you back. So I am feeling like for a lot of you, it is somebody like from the past that you've been trying to manifest or court for quite some time, and you haven't really been sure. Maybe they're giving mixed signals, or they're being a little bit non-responsive or distant, and that was affecting your self-esteem. You're sort of starting to lose hope. Maybe some of you were even going to give up on this person, but you're going to get a very clear sign now that the feelings are returned. So I am feeling like it was a lot of stuff going on their end, that we were kind of waiting for everything to line up, waiting for the timing to be right. Maybe they were going through similar things, like maybe they went through a breakup, they went through feelings of not being worthy, and so that was also stopping them from coming forward. Because if it is a soulmate, it is very likely that you're sort of dealing with the same blockages and the same kind of lessons. But I do think they're going to be coming towards you now. So if you've been putting in a lot of effort on your end, it is going to come back to you now. It's time for that. If this is not a specific person that you already know, then this could be a sign that maybe you've had a few failed connections in the past year, and this year you're finally going to find the one that sticks. You're finally going to find the one who returns your feelings, like who is the right match. But yeah, we still have a little bit of time left before 2020, so get to work on this healing. Start, saying positive affirmations to yourself, like, I do deserve love, I am loved, I am worthy of a committed partnership, things like that. And don't let your past hold you back. We really got to leave that stuff in 2019, okay? And your time is coming. Okay, so there is your love reading. Oh gosh, I feel like this is going to get long. Okay, so for career, we have The Six of Wands. This is also really nice. The Six of Wands is the card of victory and success and recognition. Oh my gosh, I can't talk today. So this is a really good sign that all your hard work is going to be paying off. You are going to be successful in your career, not only from a monetary perspective, but from getting recognition from the people around you. So if you're working in a company, maybe you're going to get a promotion. Your boss or your superiors are really going to start to acknowledge the hard work that you've put in. If you have like a YouTube channel or some kind of social media, maybe that's the followers are really going to start increasing. You're going to have a lot more customers. Yeah, just all around success for this card. So let's see your clarifying messages. We have the Five of Water, which is the Five of Cups. Interesting. We have Heartbeat. And we have a year from now. So while the Six of Wands is a very like happy and promising card to come out, the Five of Water is kind of a bummer. So I'm trying to see what this could be. This is a card about not really seeing the positive in a situation. And you can see that there are some spilled cups here, but there are also two perfectly good full cups. And so I feel like you guys, you know, in the past year, there could have been some good things and some bad things in your career. And I feel like at the moment, at least for now, you're focusing more on the bad stuff. So you're focusing more on your failures, or I should say like what you perceive to be a failure, and sort of beating yourself up for that. Like you're coming down hard on yourself for not being at a certain place instead of celebrating how far you have come in the past year. So this is just a matter of your own feelings and your own attitude toward the situation. So, and it's also a little bit of a similar energy in the love reading. So this could just be like a recurring thing that you need to work on, like feeling like you deserve to be celebrated, that you deserve to be recognized, that you deserve to be confident in yourself. I think that's a really big thing for you guys, and it seems to already, I can see that it's affecting more than one area of your life, because I have a feeling that you guys have had some great successes in the past year and that you have come pretty far, but instead of like really fully being proud of yourself, like allowing yourself to freely, you know, celebrate that, congratulate yourself, praise yourself, you're more saying like, well, I could have done this better, or I wanted to do this project and I didn't do it, or I could have been more motivated, or this person is doing the same thing and they're doing better than me. And so it's this tendency to go to the negative, and I think that that stems from a fear of celebrating yourself and being proud of yourself. That's kind of what it comes down to. So that that is something that might hold you down. And like I said in the first part too, this is something that you really want to try to heal before 2020 really gets rolling, because I see that you're going to come into so much success, and it would really be a shame if you can't be proud of yourself when all of that happens. Like, I want you to feel like this guy when it happens. He's riding on this horse and everyone's watching him. And I think he's very proud. And so it's okay for you to be like that. You know, when people around you are successful, you celebrate them and you're happy for them. So why can't you do it for yourself? It's so important. And everybody is cheering you on, you know. We even saw, like, I'm going back to the first part of the reading, but there was that perfect timing card that everybody is on your side. I think you need to start realizing that, like, we're all rooting for you. I'm rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. You know, like that Tyra Banks thing. Anyway, sorry. So we also have the Heartbeat card. So I do think that in the next year, you guys are going to have a renewed sense of passion or a renewed sense of motivation for whatever you're doing. Or you could be finding some new pursuit that makes you really, really excited. Or there is something that you've always wanted to do, something that's always made you really excited, but you haven't really had the chance, the time, the motivation to make it happen. And this year is your year. I'm seeing that again. I saw it in love, and I'm seeing it in career too. Like, this is your year. And we have a year from now as well. So I suppose a year from now would be the end of 2020. Also, I'm assuming you guys are watching this like in December or the beginning of 2020. But by the end of the year, going into 2021, when you look back on now, I really feel you're going to be like, oh my God, so much has changed. How did I come this far? It's going to feel almost surreal that you can be where you are in your love life, in your career. And we haven't gotten to the next two parts yet, but I'm assuming that even for those, like, you will have grown so much as a person. You will have woken up so much in a spiritual sense. You're really, really going to be not a different person, but the person that you always were, and you're just letting yourself be that. So yeah, a year from now, it's going to be insane. All the changes, all the growth that you went through. So I'm really, really excited for you guys. This is looking very good so far. And this is really looking like, the only thing standing in the way is you. Okay, so personal growth. What do we have? Ooh, we have the 10 of Pentacles. Yeah, so you guys are really getting your stuff together. I see you becoming a lot more serious about stuff in the next year. Like, if there is stuff that you've always wanted to do, there's that person that you've always wanted to be, you're sort of going to be like buckling down and really getting it done, because I think a lot of you do have this like dream future that you're thinking of. This card kind of represents, you have your career, you have your money, you have your partner, you have your house, like everything is lined up for you. It's really like the card of abundance, of a happy family, having everything that you want. And so, yeah, you're sort of getting down to business. You're getting down to business this year and saying like, okay, what do I need to change in my perspective? What do I need to change in my behavior to get there? So I really see you like taking accountability and putting in the work, because you know that the potential to make that future happen, you have it. It's inside you. And so, wow, I'm so proud of you guys. It is really a big year of growth. Like to get a 10 for personal growth, that's amazing. Okay, so clarifying oracle cards. We have Harvest. We have the 8 of Cups. I accept my situation without resistance. And we have Badger Spirit. Look how beautiful she is. Be fearless and bold. Yay! And I have quite a few cards with sunflowers on them. I just love them so much. They make me so cheerful. Okay, so we have Harvest. That's also a really good sign that the work that you've been putting in is really going to pay off. I don't think I need to explain Harvest that much. It's like reaping your rewards, essentially. So you guys have been working hard, and you're really, really gonna see everything come into fruition this year. So far in all 3 readings, we've gotten that message, this is your year, everything's paying off, everything's coming for you. This is super exciting. We also have the 8 of Cups, which is about, letting go, walking away from things that don't serve you anymore, things that don't help you grow anymore. So I do see you guys getting over those negative beliefs about yourself that were holding you back. And I also see you being more like, you will embrace the challenges more. You won't take those struggles and those adversities as a sign that you're not doing a good job. Rather, you'll really start to see them as lessons, as opportunities to learn and opportunities to show yourself how strong you are. So your outlook is becoming a lot more positive. And I also see you like gaining the courage to walk away from things, like not just yourself, but walking away from a relationship that doesn't help you anymore, walking away from like job or a work connection that doesn't help you anymore, and being able to do that with confidence because you trust that you have the ability to bring about something even better. Maybe some of you are holding on to things just out of the fear that nothing better would come, but with this card I really see you healing that and yeah, getting what you finally deserve, like your crops are finally growing kind of thing. And with the Badger spirit, through doing this, you're going to become so much more confident as a person, and a lot more attractive to people. I just keep looking at how beautiful she is. She has a little decoration on her head and she has flowers, and like you're gonna become irresistible because you're just gonna radiate this like really beautiful light. You know, when somebody becomes happy and confident and like they know what's going on and they trust what's going on, something about them really shines. So you guys are going to be exactly like this card is saying, more fearless and bold. You're going to finally go after what you really want because you know that you deserve it. You're really going to make that realization, and I have a feeling that it is going to be a very emotional realization for a lot of you, because I do have this like expanding feeling in my chest, you know, like I feel really, really moved telling you guys this. So you might be like shedding some tears, but just let it happen, because that really helps you let go of those things. It's like a ceremonious letting go of your past beliefs and your past emotions. So yeah, it's a big transformation. And yeah, I'm excited to see what the spiritual thing says, because I'm sure it's also something very great along these lines. This is a big year. This is a big year for you guys. Okay. Okay, yeah, we have the Chariot. So you're overcoming a lot of difficulties. The Chariot is Cancer energy. So I'm sort of relating this to the spiritual gifts that you guys may have. Cancers are extremely intuitive, they're empathic, and they're protectors. So they have a gift for nurturing and caring for and protecting people. So this could be like an intuitive healer kind of thing. I see you guys embodying this energy. And I'm also looking at the white and black here. So this is telling me like you have a very good balance between, you know, being grounded here in the world and being connected to more spiritual realms. Perhaps maybe this is something that you've always been good at, but if you haven't been good at that, like you're someone who tends to be too much in your head, too much in the higher realms and not really grounded here, or you're somebody who has been too grounded here and sort of out of touch with your higher self, I really see that coming into balance for you in 2020. With this card, I'm also feeling like these are gifts that you've always had. But the Chariot also has this meaning of, you know, things being set into motion and things charging forward. So maybe you're just finally, again, getting the confidence to use your gifts and you're really starting to put them to use. Things that may have been like sleeping in you all along. Okay, so for Oracle cards, we have Omnipotence. I'm already able of accomplishing everything. We have Soul Family. And we have Star Mother. Yeah, so you guys, you already have these gifts and they are very powerful. This says that you are capable of accomplishing everything. I was getting a more like healer, nurturing kind of vibe from the Cancer energy, but now that this has come out, I see you guys probably have all of those gifts, like clairvoyance, clairsentience, clairaudience, claircognizance, everything. I think you guys have everything, and maybe you just haven't realized it yet, but it's already inside you, and I feel like you don't even really need to learn how to access them. I think that you're probably a natural, and the second that you like open yourself up to that possibility of the messages coming through, it's just going to be like that. You're going to start like getting messages through your sight, through your hearing, through your knowing. I don't really know how to explain them. I hope that that's making sense. The Soul Family card is also pretty self-explanatory. Some of you are going to be meeting new members of your soul family, or There will be people who are already in your life that you will come to recognize as a member of your soul family. And pay attention to the gifts that these people have. Like if you meet somebody and they seem to be really tapped in and they seem to be really, you know, gifted, like they have psychic abilities, and you're thinking, wow, that's so cool. Likely they're a member of your soul family. For this pile, this is the message I feel like telling you. They are likely a member of your soul family, and you likely have the same gifts as them, and that is why you're drawn to them. Sort of like they're there to like bring that to your attention, if that makes sense. Like, oh, so they have these kind of gifts, those are really cool. They're sort of there to trigger that in you, like open you up to the possibility of utilizing them yourself. So if you start meeting people, pile number one, if you start meeting people who seem really tapped in like that and you find yourself drawn to their gifts, you probably have them too, because you're members of the same soul family, and the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, my friends. So yeah, it's time to start exploring what you guys can do this year. There's also Star Mother, and this immediately made me think of some kind of spirit guide. That's what she looks like to me. So you may have a guide who is helping you reunite with your soul family, or helping you explore your gifts. And it is likely like a female mother figure, but it doesn't have to be. It could be any gender, but a very protective, very nurturing, very caring guide who has likely protected you from a lot of harm, like throughout your life. And they're really here from you. And again, because this is the nurturing energy that I was talking about with this card, I feel like that is also really heavily in you too, like that instinct to protect people or take care of people, and to protect the world. And maybe you haven't really been like embodying that so much. Like you'll take care of your friends and help out your friends sometimes, but you never really thought much about it. But I think that you have that instinct in you because you are here to protect. You're here to protect the world. Yeah. So I think that that's everything for you guys. And this got a little bit long, but that's okay. You have a really, really exciting year coming up for you. So just to recap everything, that person that you have had your eye on, or it could be a new person, but I feel like for a lot of you it's someone from, you know, a while ago. They're finally going to be returning their feelings, coming towards you. This is your soulmate. You're going to experience success in your career, but make sure that you heal your insecurities surrounding your worthiness, because you want to be able to fully enjoy that success. I see you guys becoming very serious about your future and really putting in the steps that you need to create that future. And I see a lot of the efforts you've been putting in the past year really paying off in terms of your healing and personal growth. And finally, what did we just talk about? Oh yeah, you're very, very gifted. You seem to have every gift under the sun that can come to you very, very easily. And you have a soul family with you, and you have a very motherly, protective guide with you. And they're going to be with you every step of the way. Okay, so yeah, this is a very exciting year. Thank you very much for letting me read for you. I'm so happy that I could deliver these nice messages to you. If you're interested in booking a personal reading for more information specific to your situation, there is a link below that will take you to all of that stuff. You know, I say this in every video and I can never remember the good flow of it. It's okay. There's a link, there's info in the description. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching this, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye! Hi number twos. So if you chose the rhodonite, this is going to be your reading. So similar to the green Aventurine that we had for pile 1, this pink color means that rhodonite is a stone for the heart and healing the heart chakra. This is a stone that will help bring compassion and love into your life, and it will also help you heal some blockages that you may have in your heart or pertaining to love. So if you are drawn to this stone, maybe that's going to be a big theme for you guys this year. Some of you may be healing past hurts pertaining to love and relationships. Maybe some of you are going to be falling in love or finding new love. But yeah, let's see what the cards have to say. So the way this reading is going to work is I have 4 tarot cards here, and each one is going to show sort of the theme for each of those areas that I talked about in the beginning. So love, life, career, personal growth, and spiritual awakening. And then I've also shuffled some oracle cards that we will use to clarify the tarot cards, and they will help us get a fuller message for you. So I'm gonna start off with love life. So let's see what card you have. Ooh, the King of Wands. So I think that this is representing a love interest for you guys in the next year. I just want to clarify that it doesn't have to be a man. They are coming through in a more masculine energy in this reading. However, it can be any gender. But this person is powerful. They are creative. They're likely very attractive. They likely have a lot of admirers. And I see you being very inspired by this person. Like they light something up in you, and you look at them in this very, what do you say? You see them very highly. You think very highly of them. You see them in a very good light, and they sort of represent like everything that you want. I see you being very smitten by them and thinking that they're very cool and like looking up to them sort of. So because this does represent a creative and passionate person, what I'm kind of seeing is that you are the same. You're also creative, you're also passionate, but I think that it's this person's motivation and the fact that they have been successful in their creative pursuits that really, I guess, turns you on to them. So you look up to them a lot. They're likely, with them coming through as the king, they're likely older, but I am seeing more successful. And yeah, I think a lot of people do have their eyes on this person because they're very attractive, they're very charismatic, and they have this confidence about them that's like, it's confident without being cocky, and so that's very sexy about them. If you're already in a relationship, then I think this is telling us that you're going to sort of have renewed passion in your relationship. There's going to be more of a spark. You're gonna, I don't know, it's like your attraction is deepening. That's a good way to put it. Your attraction to each other is deepening. There's more passion in the relationship. So if you guys like got together last year or even before that, it's almost like the honeymoon phase is continuing. And I think like you'll enjoy like your physical relationship a lot. And you might even be like having some kind of creative pursuits together, like creative projects. Maybe for some of you that's literally babies, and maybe for some of you that's just some kind of artistic thing. I feel like that's probably it for most of you. Yeah, but if it's a new person, you're very inspired by them, okay? So, okay, let's see the clarifying oracle cards. There's let your friends help you. There's ask. And there's breathe in reverse. Cute. So with the ask card, I'm thinking for a lot of you, this is somebody that you are not with yet, but you have been praying for them. And I think that a lot of you already know who this is. Like you guys know of each other, or you've just kind of been acquainted, but you feel really, really drawn to them, because I do see let your friends help you. So I'm thinking that you might need a little bit of help getting closer to this person. So maybe your friend is gonna like introduce you or give you some advice of how to impress them, something like that. But if you have been, actively asking for this person or trying to manifest this person this year, then next year is the year that you're going to see them coming in. Maybe it is not a specific person that you have in mind, but you have a very good idea of what you want them to be like, and that is the person who's going to come in for you. And with the Breathe card in reverse, I thought, I'm making so many references today, but you know, if you guys are of that age or country where you would watch Lizzie McGuire, I'm thinking of like when Ethan Kraft walks down the hallway and he says hi or something and she just like can't talk. She's like, you know, you don't need to know what I'm talking about, but basically this person leaves you speechless, they leave you breathless. And if you're somebody who's naturally confident, then this person is gonna mess it up. And if you're someone who's naturally not confident, I am praying for you because you're not gonna know how to act around this person, unfortunately. So you might become like really tongue-tied, you might kind of make a fool of yourself, or at least to you will probably think, oh my god, that was so embarrassing, but they're probably gonna find it cute. I think that's just like their personality. But yeah, I see you being infatuated. That's a good word. Infatuated, starstruck, smitten by this person, and just so inspired. Like there is a feeling of like I want to be with you, but there's also a feeling of I want to be like you. Like this person really embodies everything that you want to be, which apart from just like their charm and their physical attractiveness, that is the thing that really makes you drawn to them, almost like an idol of sorts. Yeah, so they're really inspired by you. I think you will meet them in a more casual way at first because of this card. Like there'll probably be like many friends there, so maybe it's a party or some kind of gathering, and so you're gonna be like, you know, act cool, but I'm seeing that it's not gonna work. But it's okay. I think that they'll like that. So yeah, that's kind of exciting. Ooh, I wonder who it is. Okay. Oh, and if this is somebody you're already in a relationship with, then you guys are having a lot of fun together. Like, I really see like a renewal of that sort of playful and crushy kind of energy that's in the beginning of a relationship, and that's probably why it's coming through so strongly as a new relationship, because there's such an exciting feeling. So if you're already in a relationship, you can expect those bubbly, like giddy feelings to be resurfacing. Okay, what's next? Career. So let's see what you have. Okay, we have the Empress in reverse. So financially, this might not be the best year for you, unfortunately. If you are in sort of a tight financial situation right now, it doesn't look like 2020 is going to show much signs of improvement. I don't see you losing money or anything like that, but I just see it maybe not being as fruitful as you're hoping. And this is also giving me vibes of like blocked creativity. So I am thinking back to like your love interest and how you're sort of drawn to their creative expression and their success. And I feel like that is in you. It's definitely in you, but it's not really coming out in the next year. And that's not necessarily your fault at all. You know, there could just be some other circumstances, like a job that you don't really have the freedom to leave right now, or you're very busy and there's not really time for you to explore that creative side of you. I don't really think it's like anything about a lack of willingness or a lack of talent on your part. I think it's more outside circumstances for you guys. But let's see what the oracle cards have to say. Okay, I'll put them here. So yeah, we have the Page of Water in reverse, which is the Page of Cups. We have At Your Service, and we have Don't Stop. So I just want to read the traits that are on this card. There's intuitive, sensitive, artistic, and friendly. And so, you know, like reversal is one thing, but it doesn't mean that the card is not there. So it definitely doesn't mean that you don't have this in you. It's just not being expressed in the best way right now. So you are intuitive, you are artistic, you are creative, you are very gifted. And I feel like a lot of you are tapped in spiritually too with this water energy. A lot of you, your creative gifts are divine. You may channel a lot of stuff. Like you guys may create things and then be like, what the hell is this? I have no idea what I just did. That's actually reminding me of somebody. But anyway. Yeah, you might be this type of person that you just create things and it comes naturally to you. I with the don't stop card, I want you to keep doing that. I want you to keep pursuing creative things, keep creating, even if right now it's not the best environment to start making money off of it. You need to keep creating so that the stream doesn't run dry, and also so that when your time does come, when that moment does come for you where you can really have the career that you want, like you have material. If this is not a creative pursuit for you, this could be asking you to keep studying, to keep practicing, to keep preparing for the job that you do want. The energies are not looking super favorable for 2020, but your moment is going to come because these energies are here. They're just a little wonky right now, okay? But keep preparing because it will come. Maybe later in the year, maybe the year after, and you got to be ready. So have your material, have your knowledge, have your skills, have your resume, whatever it is for you guys. 2020 is a year for you to really prepare. And maybe this is something that you more keep to yourself with these cards in reverse. It could be something like that. So, you go to your job and it's whatever, but when you go home, that's when you really start focusing on what it is that you want. That's when you start reading, creating, writing, whatever it is for you guys. It is a general reading, so I don't know exactly what it is that you're doing, but you guys need to prepare because your time will come. So this is telling you not to stop. The don't stop, it could also be a message of like, don't quit your job. With the at your service card, I do think that a lot of you are working a more normal kind of job. Maybe you are literally in the service industry, or it's just a job that you feel it benefits other people, it benefits the people that you're working for more than it benefits you. And you sort of feel like, yeah, like you're working for others and not for yourself. You're working to fulfill what somebody else wants. So it is likely, like you're hired by a company and it's sort of mundane, I suppose. But this job is a blessing, okay? Like if it's bringing you that income, it's keeping you stable. It's like teaching you how to be mature and get into a routine and things like that. So even if you are really, really dissatisfied with it right now, I just feel like it's too soon to give up on it. And there's still, as boring as it might be for you guys, there is still something that you can get out of it. There is still some merit to having that job right now. And this creative stuff, or whatever this thing is that you're passionate about, it is kind of on the side right now, but it's getting ready to emerge. It is getting ready to emerge. It's just the timing is a little bit off right now for you guys. But don't let that stop you. Stay motivated. Stay hopeful. Okay, so that's career. Yeah, let's look at your personal growth. Okay, we have the 10 of Cups in reverse. Okay, so in the areas of you following your path, it seems like there are some blockages for you guys that you're going to be working through. The changes that you make and the growth that you do, can you say that? Make growth? The growth that you guys experience, maybe that's better. The growth that you guys experience in this year is preparing you for this happy future. And so I think this is telling you not to lose hope, because this card to me screams like hope for a happy future, you know? You have the happy family playing and a big wide open blue sky with a big rainbow. And I don't want you guys to lose sight of this. You are going through some difficulties, but you have to keep this in your heart, and you have to remember this, that someday it will all be worth it. Someday you are going to be exactly where you want to be, with exactly who you want to be with. I'm having a rough time today, sorry. Yeah, but this card is telling me that you might get a little bit discouraged sometimes. So again, I want to stress that the card in reverse doesn't mean that the energy is not there. So this doesn't mean like you're not getting the happy future. It means that you're not seeing it, or the energy is expressing itself in a kind of backwards way, if that makes sense. Yeah, don't get discouraged. That's really important. I want to keep saying that. Make sure that you stay motivated and that you have your eyes on the prize, because whatever difficulty you're going through now, it is specifically to lead you to what you want. That's really important to remember. So for Oracle cards, we have Don't Be Afraid. That's really nice. We have the King of Wands again. I am successful in all I do. And we have the Parrot Spirit, Watch Your Words. Okay, so we have the King of Wands again, and that was the card that we got for your love interest and for the person that inspires you. So I feel like regardless of how close you end up in the next year, just like the fact that they exist and the fact that they're there is going to push you forward so much. It's gonna keep you hopeful for the future. So it is very likely that when your moment comes and when everything works out for you, that this King of Wands is the person that you're going to end up with, and that's why they came into your life. Because I feel like it's kind of difficult to put this. I feel like if they weren't in your life right now, it would be really hard to like stay inspired. Like you have someone to fight for. I'm trying to be careful of how I word that, because I don't want it to sound like I'm saying like just yourself isn't good enough to fight for. I hope it's not coming across like that, and this is a little bit tricky to say, but they're a very, very good encouragement for you. They're a very good encouragement for you. This card is telling you that you have nothing to be afraid of. So I think maybe one of the reasons that your creativity or what you really want to do is blocked right now comes from a place of fear. Maybe you're afraid that, this is actually kind of similar to the first pile, like you're afraid that you're not talented enough, or you're not good enough for it, or if you make something, it's not going to be very good. Or maybe you're just afraid of showing it to the world, because I did see it being a bit more internal. So that's something you need to work on. I think that's a big thing. And I think you are drawn to this person so much because of their confidence and because you wish that you can have it. And to grow, you need to realize that it is something that you can have and that you deserve to have. You deserve to be confident in what you do and what you put forward. With the Parrot Spirit also, this is telling us that you need to really be careful of like how you talk to yourself. So like, you know, your inner dialogue, what you tell yourself you're capable of, what you tell yourself you're worthy of, that really impresses on your subconscious mind a lot. So make sure throughout the next year that you're doing a lot of positive affirmations for yourself. You know, I deserve to be successful. My time will come. I think that's a really big one for you guys. My time will come. Because maybe now it doesn't seem like it will come. It seems, you know, your life seems unfulfilling, uninspiring. You need to know that this is coming, okay? You need to, because I kind of see that you're not really believing it, or you're losing hope with all these like reverse cards coming out. So make sure you tell yourself that my time is coming, okay? I deserve it, And when it comes, I'm going to be ready and I'm going to be confident and I'm going to shine with everything I have in me. It's coming for you. So a big thing for your growth is to believe that and to be able to tell yourself that with confidence, and to not be afraid. When your time comes, don't be afraid to shine. You will be ready, you will be prepared, and you will have earned it. Okay? Don't lose hope. Okay. That got a little bit dramatic. Okay, so the last thing is spiritual awakening. Let's see what we have. The Lovers. Okay. I am seeing these two people, these two counterparts. They are being overseen by an angel. I am seeing the Gemini energy of this card. So that is the energy of duality, of men and women, partnerships. And it's the energy of communication. And because this is about your spiritual gifts, I'm really feeling like you guys have some kind of soul connection, and it's telepathic. Interesting. The Gemini energy is coming through very strong. Maybe you're a Gemini or this person is a Gemini. The King of Wands does represent a fire sign, but I feel like that is more just the energy that they embody. It could be their sign, but anyway. Yeah, there's some sort of like communication going on a spiritual level, on another dimension. You are connected to somebody and you're communicating with them. You may start to experience this a bit more next year. I have gone through something like this and it is very weird. So I'm just warning you guys, if you haven't experienced this yet, it's super weird. It's a little bit unsettling at first, but you will get used to it. When you're in communication with somebody like that, it's like you can think their thoughts and feel their feelings, but it can even start to manifest in a more physical way, like hearing things or tasting things or smelling things, and it's super weird. But there's somebody that you're connected to on a higher level, and your communication is starting to ground itself here. So you're in communication in higher dimensions, but you're going to start feeling it in the next year, like quite a lot. Ooh, okay, let's see what's happening. So we have liberty. We have remembrance. Can you see? I might have to move it up a bit. And I don't know how to say this, but longing for home, belonging, the original light workers. Okay, so I'm looking at, there's a lot of blue colors and there's a lot of purpley shades here. So this is a strong indication of old souls. We do have light workers here, so I wouldn't be surprised if you and this counterpart are light workers. Star seeds, meaning that you have had lives in other star systems, and I think that you guys have this mission, you know, of bringing light to the world and basically liberating the world. Because, and maybe that's why you're sort of going through this experience right now. You know, we were talking about you maybe feeling a little bit stuck in your job and feeling like you can't do what you want to do, and that is what you're experiencing right now is quite the opposite of liberty. And I think that those experiences are probably going to help you along the path towards freeing yourself. And then because you have gone through those hardships, you'll be able to help other people who are trying to free themselves. I think this is sort of the work that you're here to do, and it's quite likely this counterpart that you're feeling drawn to, that's likely their mission as well. And the reason that you're so drawn to their success is because they have freed themselves, and so you are meant to follow suit because you're connected like that. And we have the remembrance card as well, so I do think that you have had many lives together with this counterpart. We have The number 11 here, there's also 2 number 6s. I don't really know what that means, but if that means something to you, I'll just let you know that this is the number 6, this is the number 6, this is 11. And I'm getting the feeling that this is something that you guys have been working on for a long time. Like, you keep coming back to Earth and trying to, you know, free people's minds and the way that they look at life. Basically trying to free them. And it is the age of Aquarius now, so that is starting to be received a little bit better, but it is still largely this kind of stuff. Like, if you go up to somebody and you're like, hey, I'm a starseed, I'm from, I don't know, Mintaka, and I'm here to, like, elevate your consciousness, they're gonna be like, yeah, okay, buddy. Not that you have to say that, but I think that the whole idea of light workers and elevating the planet Earth is still very, like, out there for a lot of people, and I think that those ideas are not really accepted, and a lot of people are still, you know, oppressed in their own mind and living this life that is not fulfilling them. So you guys have tried over and over to sort of, you know, wake up the world or wake people up, and I feel like it's been a difficult one for you guys. So you've had a lot of lifetimes here trying to work on this, trying to chip away at this. It's very hard. The Earth is quite stubborn. It's quite dense. So, you know, you have your work cut out, but you guys are working together. And so this is very likely why you have this sort of communication between each other and why you are drawn to each other, because you do have this similar mission together that you have been working on for a long time. And I think that the closer you get to this person, the more you will remember that, the more you will remember why you're here, and more importantly, why you will remember what you're going through, what you are now. I'm so happy this Liberty card has come out for you, because I do feel that you are experiencing many things right now that are quite the opposite of liberty. Oh, and one thing I want to say too, you may be looking at this person as like the epitome of liberty. Like, they're doing everything they want to be doing, they're successful, they're free, but they might be looking at you in the same way. And maybe that sounds super weird to you, but there are some things about you that they look at and say, wow, they're so free. They have more freedom than me. So it's all about your perspective. And I really feel like you guys are counterparts. So you're like the yin and yang, and what you have, what you're lacking in, they have, and what you know what I'm trying to say. You mesh together like that. So how this pertains to your awakening is that you're going to start to feel this communication, this channeling coming in from them. You're going to get closer to them and sort of remember all of this. Like, remember your mission together as light workers. And I think this is also going to give you a lot of hope, because you'll have this awareness of why things are difficult for you now. Like, it is for a very good reason. And this is why you can't stop preparing. Just because things are looking a little bit bleak right now, you have to be ready for when your moment comes to shine, to come out and express yourself. It's going to be so inspiring for people, and you are going to help a lot of people free themselves. Okay? Whew, that was long. These are all going to be super long. Oh man. There's just so much to say. You guys are so interesting. Anyway, I'm going to end the reading there. If you are interested in a personal reading for more information specific to your situation, there's a link in the description. All the info for how to do it is down there. And thank you very much for letting me read for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching this, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye. Hi number 3s. So if you chose the Aquamarine, this is going to be your reading. So as you can probably tell from the name, this stone has the clearing, cleansing, soothing kind of properties like the ocean. And if you were drawn to this stone, it's likely that in the coming year, you're going to be working on releasing resistance and sort of going with the flow. Like, if you can think of a current in the water taking you away and you're going along with it, that's sort of what the feeling of this stone is. At least that's how I'm feeling right now. So yeah, let's see what the cards have to say for you. So The way this reading will work is I have 4 tarot cards here. I've pulled one for each of the areas that I was talking about in the beginning. So love life, career, personal growth, and spiritual awakening. And then for each card, we will also have some clarifying oracle cards so that we can get a fuller view of the situation. So I'm going to start with love life. So let's see what card you have. Ooh, okay, you have the King of Swords. So this could likely represent a love interest that is going to come into your life. The King of Swords represents an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, but they don't have to be of that sign. I think this is more just showing us some of their characteristics. So this person is likely going to be highly intelligent, a very good communicator. So not only are they good at, expressing their opinions or sharing their knowledge in a very articulate way, but also in the more playful sense. They could be very charming, they could be very funny, like they tell good jokes, they're very witty. They probably do quite well in social situations, and they're more of the intellectual type. So when it comes to matters of the heart, they like to keep sort of a cool, calm, and rational mindset to them. They're also very decisive, so they're not going to be wishy-washy, and they will tell you their intentions. So this isn't somebody who is going to play around with you, basically. Like, if they say something, they mean it, and they're going to honor their commitments and be serious about it. Another message of this card, which might resonate with you, well, you don't have to already be in a relationship. This could go for both people who are single or partnered up. But there is a message here for, in matters of love, not to let your emotions get the better of you. Of course, it's important to let our heart come through in these matters of love and let our emotions come through. But this is telling you to be, I guess, be careful not to react too emotionally to things, not to let your emotions get too intense and get the better of you or make you lose your judgment. Something like that, stay level-headed, I think, is what the card is trying to tell you. If you're already in a relationship too, but also if you're not in a relationship yet, because I do feel like this is a new love interest for a lot of you. You're likely a very emotional person and a very spiritual person, so you have these beautiful romantic ideals of love, and which can lead to very high expectations, which is totally fine. But try to think of the situation objectively. Like, if there's a little disagreement or something doesn't go the way you expected, just try to stay rational about it, is all I want to say about that. But let's look at the oracle cards. So we have let go of control issues, we have steady progress, and we have to be fair. Yeah, so this also reminds me of Libra, and we just had an air sign here, so maybe it's a Libra coming in, maybe you're a Libra. There's a lot of that kind of energy here, especially like of that balance between logic and emotions. Libra is very good at that because they're an air sign, but they're ruled by Venus. So they do have that passion in them, but they stay calm, they stay diplomatic. So perhaps that's an energy that this person, your love interest, has, or an energy that you need to embody. Maybe it's both. But what I kind of see happening here, for those of you who, like, this is a new person, I feel like you have been waiting for your soulmate for a long time. And in that time, you've been daydreaming a lot. You've had really high hopes. But the thing with some people, especially if they're more of a more masculine energy, like this person is coming through, especially if they are an air sign and they're more of that logical energy, they are going to have a little bit of self-restraint when it comes to these things. That's something I kind of want to warn you about, because we have this like image in our mind of like, when I meet my soulmate, it's going to be like fireworks and they're going to immediately fall in love with me and we're going to bond super quickly and it's going to be so beautiful and unlike anything I've ever experienced. But like with these types of individuals, even if they do feel that really, really intense emotion, even if they do feel super drawn to you, they're still gonna try to remain logical about it. So the way it will go on in their head is kind of like, okay, wow, I'm really attracted to this person. This doesn't happen that often. I would like to look more into this and spend more time with this person and see where it leads. They're not likely to be like, oh my god, this is my soulmate, you know? Especially like this type. If they're less spiritually inclined, like not everybody is willing to like dive head first and be super passionate like that, and it doesn't mean that they're not right for you. You could very well learn something from this kind of person. So I think this is telling you to just give them their time, let them warm up to you, let the situation unfold naturally, like this is saying, and you also have steady progress. So I do see, if this is a new relationship, I see this developing a little bit slowly. I see the other person keeping a very logical approach, regardless of what they're feeling on the inside, you know? Their heart is likely burning up when they see you, but they're just trying to say like, whoa, let's hold our horses. They don't want to let their feelings get the better of them. They still want to, and I really like this to be fair card too, like they want to sort of get a feel for you as a person and weigh out their options, and to them that is being fair to you, because when they do make the decision to commit, you know that they've put in the necessary thought and they're not just like being impulsive with you. You know that they have come to this conclusion and they're choosing you, and that's really important for them. Like they want you to know that whatever decision they make, they mean it and they're serious about it. And so that it might be a little bit slow for this person to warm up. Sometimes this energy can come off as like cold or aloof, but they're just thinking a lot. So just, yeah, let them warm up naturally, you know, let them defrost a little bit, and things will progress like slowly and steadily. This could be a message for people who are like, who already have an interest, who are already in a relationship as well. It's just telling you, you know, give your counterpart the time and space that they need to come to their own conclusions, because, you know, on the inside, they are feeling all the feelings for you and they have their own methodical way of processing things, and that's fine. Like we all handle situations differently, and it is quite often like those people who are different from us that were put into our lives for a reason, you know. So it's usually like our soulmates themselves that help us learn these different ways of being and integrate different things into our character. I hope that that's making sense. So, and I mean, this stone is also about going with the flow, you know. So if you have a love interest, just let it go and see what happens, you know. You don't have to be like obsessing about like when did they text you or how long did it take them to reply, or they haven't spoken to me in X days. Just let it go. Just trust, you know, they're into you. They're going about it their own way, and when they come to their conclusion, they'll be very clear and decisive with you. So it's going, you know, it's going to have a very strong foundation if you let it develop in this way. So yeah, I think you have nothing to worry about in terms of love. So probably within the next year, you're just going to be like, you know, getting to know this person, going on some dates with them, and things of that nature. Okay, so let's look at your career now. Okay, Queen of Swords. So yeah, I think this energy is very important for you. Being able to understand this energy, this way of being, is going to help you in more than one area. This is, the Queen of Swords actually is a good sign in career. It says, it's telling you that your endeavor will come out successfully and that you will handle it in a very skilled way. That you can be trusted to make good decisions in your career. And also going back to the other meaning that we were talking about at first, about like not letting your emotions get the better of you. This could just be a little heads up that there might be a little bit of stressful situations or conflict in your career, and you will learn a lot from them, and the way that you deal with them is very important. So maybe you're gonna be sort of, because I'm going back to like that Libra diplomatic air sign energy that we were looking at with the king. You might be in charge of resolving some conflicts in your workplace, and through being that sort of diplomatic figure and through making the appropriate decisions, you're going to earn a lot of respect, because you are coming through as the queen. So you are going to be receiving a lot of recognition for your skill, for your intelligence, for your decisiveness, and for your diplomacy, your peacemaking skills, you know, like resolving conflict resolution. There we go. That's those career people, they like to use that word. Okay, oracle cards. Let's see what's going on. Okay, we have the Knight of Earth, Pentacle energy. That's also really good for a career reading. We have solar powered, and we have perfect timing in reverse. I want to look at this one first. This one is interesting. If you guys are thinking of like quitting or starting a new job, I feel like it's not yet. It's not the perfect time yet. And I actually said this to pile 2 as well, that the job that you guys have right now, your current job, still has some stuff to offer you. It still has some stuff to teach you. There's still some opportunities in that job to sort of show you what you're good at and show you what you are skilled at, especially with these cards. This is talking about, it says loyal, dedicated, honorable, kind. It says time to buckle down and get things done, honor your commitments. So I think that I see you staying in your current job, but I see you with more commitment to it, with more loyalty to it, and really, like this card says, like buckling down, putting your head down and really dedicating yourself to that job, and you're going to come out so strong. I think there's a lot of growth going on for you in the next year in your career. Like you're going to start seeing the parts of you that you like, you know, like, oh wow, I'm really smart, I'm really talented, I make really good decisions, people value my opinions, I'm able to solve problems and resolve conflict in a very constructive way. Like you're really gonna feel like, even if you're not like the boss or anything, you are gonna take on this sort of role of leadership and authority, and you're gonna be respected. And I think that that's gonna boost your self-esteem a lot. So this job still has some stuff for you, and it's still worth exploring a bit more and enjoying a bit more. And with solar powered, this is talking about you having a guardian angel as well. So I feel like somebody, a guide who has been working closely with you, is going to help you stay really motivated and really energized. So if in this past year you've been feeling kind of like lethargic in your job, not really motivated, or you don't really care about it anymore, that's going to change this year. There's going to be like renewed excitement. You're probably going to find that like you can work for hours and hours and you're not getting tired. And there's this sense of like fulfilling your duty or honoring your responsibility. Like it's very rewarding. It's going to be very rewarding for you in the next year. And I think that that is thanks to your guardian angel sort of illuminating that strength that is inside you, like showing you what you're capable of. So career is also looking very fruitful too. So far in love and career, we're seeing, like that card was saying, steady progress, and you sort of learning how to really let your strengths shine through. So this is looking good so far. It's looking very constructive. Oh my gosh, I keep forgetting what's next. Personal growth. Ooh, we have the 8 of Cups. This same card, actually, it was in a different deck, but the same card came up for pile 1. This is talking about walking away from things that don't serve you anymore, but it's also talking about letting go of resistance. So basically embracing the situation, embracing whatever is coming your way, even the challenges, even the struggles, understanding that they're there for a reason, understanding that there is a bigger plan to everything. And yeah, there is a feeling of surrender again, like this little baby right here, this Aquamarine, there is a feeling of surrender. And this is also a water card, so I am getting that imagery again of like, you know, cleansing and just going with the flow and basically being at peace with your situation, letting the things that don't need to be there washing away, and letting the current take you wherever you need to go. Sort of this state of like allowing and being receptive. That is going to help you a lot with your personal growth. So for your clarifying oracle cards, we have belief or trust or faith, something like that. We also have Six of Pentacles. It says, I give and receive for the universal good. And the Turkey Spirit, give with gratitude and grace. So these are actually quite similar messages on here. So I think that these two go hand in hand really well, the Eight of Cups and the belief card, the trust card. I also really love this card with the little white cat sitting on her head, because it does remind me of a guardian angel, like a light presence that is with you at all times, who is speaking to you through your thoughts at all times. So if you might be hearing like some loving messages come through from a guardian angel. We saw that I'm feeling like saying she, but it doesn't have to be for all of you, that she's with you, like helping you through your career. She's likely helping you in your love endeavors as well. So you might feel a very close bond with a guide who is helping you grow, and allowing you to trust, you know. Sometimes one of the reasons that we don't do this, that we don't walk away and just let life take us where we need to go and accept everything without resistance, is because of lack mentality. And I was talking about this in the first pile too, I think, where we're afraid that we're not going to get something better. And that can be where control issues come from too. Like you're so afraid of losing something, like losing an opportunity or losing a blessing, that you don't let go. And the more you learn to trust this guidance from your angel and trust the plan that life has for you, that the universe has for you, the easier it's going to be to sort of let the current take you away. That's a really big thing that is coming up for you guys. And also, these two messages are very similar. I give and receive for the universal good, and give with gratitude and grace. So as you sort of heal that lack mentality, you're going to become a lot more generous. I am feeling that this has to do with like relationships, like friendships, co-workers, family, things of that nature. Maybe you feel like you give so much and people don't really return that. So it's like you don't want to give away your energy anymore, or your kindness, or your time, because you feel like you're losing something. But I think you're going to realize in the next year that giving is also receiving. Like, no matter what, there's always like an exchange of energy. There is no such thing as something for nothing, or nothing for something. I hope you know what I'm trying to say, but through giving to people, you are receiving blessings too, and there is unlimited love for you to give. And maybe you're sort of going about it with the mindset that like your love or your energy is finite, and so you can't give it so freely. But I see that changing. Like, you're going to realize like how much you have to give, that it's just boundless. And even if that person directly is not giving it back to you, they are paying it forward in some way, and it is going to come back to you at some point. Like that, what goes around comes around. If you spread light, if you spread love, it is going to come back to you. Even if it's not from that specific person, the universe sees you, the universe recognizes you and appreciates you, and you will get what is coming to you. Did I say that right? It will come back to you is what I'm trying to say. So don't be afraid of giving too much, especially when it comes to love and assistance and, you know, being there for somebody, offering advice, or just listening, especially for those things. Don't be afraid to be more generous with that, and you will be rewarded. Okay. So finally, I'm going to move on to your spiritual awakening. Oh, tarot first. Ooh, the Tower. Interesting. A lot of big things are going to change for you. A lot of stuff is going to be falling away. Again, I am feeling that this has to do with like friendships, maybe family situation, living situation. Interesting. Okay, let's see what's going on. We have negative emotions, we have wellness, and we have counsel of light. So you guys may be going through kind of a dark place, and this is kind of reminding me of the dark night of the soul. And that's like this point in your life where it feels like things are falling apart and it's a time of uncertainty and darkness. I kind of see that with the Tower, because the Tower is about old things falling away in order for new things to come in. And we also have negative emotions. So I think that through these experiences, you're going to learn a much healthier way to deal with your negative emotions, because we do have the wellness card here. And especially with spiritual people, like if you're already spiritual, I feel like when negative emotions arise, we tend to deal with them in one of two ways. We either like resist them and disown them because we think like that we need to be positive all the time. So we're like, no, I'm not going to feel that, and just push it away in a sort of, yeah, like we're fighting against it kind of way. Or we do this like spiritual bypassing kind of thing where we're like, oh, it's okay, and we just kind of ignore them, and then we ignore the emotion that is telling us something is wrong without fixing the root of the issue, because we're like, oh, there's no problem, everything's love and light. And yeah, that's called spiritual bypassing, like when you use spirituality to ignore your negative emotions. And that's what people tend to do, the bypassing or the like resisting. And I feel like you're gonna come to a really healthy way of processing your negative emotions, because you're gonna realize that they're here for a reason, and they're here to tell us something very important. The same way, like if you're like in the woods, God, what am I talking about? If you're in the woods and you eat like a berry that tastes bad, it's probably poisonous, you know? In that same way, negative emotions are trying to tell you something that needs attention, that needs fixing. And so rather than like getting upset at the emotions being there, and rather than ignoring them and dismissing them and being like everything's fine, you have to sit with them and think about them. And so that rational stuff that I was talking about in the beginning, that you will probably learn from your current partner or future partner, that way of rationally thinking about things is really going to help. You're going to be able to really like look at your emotion and say, okay, what is this? Why is this here? What is this trying to tell me? What thing from my past or current situation has caused this to arise? And what do I need to fix so that I can go on and be healthy? So you're becoming a lot healthier. And as these things start falling away from your life, or there's turmoil, conflict, whatever this card is representing for you, I really see you starting to deal with these things in a very healthy way, and not using spirituality as a way to like steamroll over them or ignore them, but you really get it, you know? I think you're practicing spirituality in the right way in the next year. And you're taking ownership of all your emotions, both positive and negative, because they're all so important. And they all give us a message of where we need to go. The same way joy does, the same way sadness does. They are guiding us. Our emotions are guiding us. And this card says like to be paying attention to your emotions so that you can act better. And we also have the Council of Light. And so this is so beautiful, and I want you to look like how many people are here. These are all your helpers. These are your guides. These are the people who are helping to orchestrate your life for your highest good. And I just love how many there are. It's like you have this crowd of people supporting you. You have your guides, you have angels, archangels, ascended masters, past loved ones. They're all here for you and they're all helping you. So that guardian angel actually that I was talking about before, it could very well be this large group of people. It could also be members of your soul family who are in other realms. Could also be the higher self of your soul family who are currently here on earth, but you are backed up so strongly. And I see you deepening your bond with these because this is talking about your spiritual awakening. It's very likely that you're going to really feel their presence in the next year and that they're going to help you with this. They're going to help you to sort of unpack all these negative emotions and see why there may be this conflict or turmoil in your life, whether this is like your outer situation or just your inner emotional state. Whatever is happening, they're here for you. They have your wellness, your best interest at heart. And yeah, I think your relationship with the spiritual realm is going to be deepening so much as you continue to grow and come to understand everything. So that's really beautiful too. This whole reading, to me, it really feels like you're making healthy progress. You're taking steps in the right direction. And it's like slow and steady, but it's rewarding. So I already used this word. It's a very, very constructive year for you. So I'm very happy for you guys. And, you know, it's not going to be all easy, but it is all going to be worth it. And you have so much help. You're never alone. Okay? Okay? Yes. All right. So I'm going to end your reading there. If you're interested in a personal reading for more information specific to your situation, all of the info is in the description. There's a link where you can see like my prices and availability and all that stuff. I hope you're having a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching this, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye. Hi number 4s. So if you chose the quartz, this is going to be your reading. So the quartz stone is about clearing your mind, and it helps you to be more receptive to spirituality. So if you guys were drawn to this stone, it's very likely that in the next year you are going to become more receptive to that kind of stuff. You are going to be more in touch with your higher self and more open to receiving guidance. All right, so let's see what the cards have to say for you. The way this reading is going to work is I have 4 tarot cards here, and each one is for one of those areas that I was talking about in the beginning. So love life, career, personal growth, and spiritual awakening. And then for each tarot card, I've also shuffled some oracle cards that we can use to clarify the tarot card and get a fuller view of the situation. So I'm going to go ahead and start with love life. So let's see what cards you have. 6 of Pentacles. Okay. We need to talk. For those of you who are single, you have been trying to manifest somebody. This person is your counterpart. You don't need to know specifically who I'm talking about, but I feel like most of you do. And they're trying to manifest you too. You guys are on the same level here, okay? But I feel like both of you feel like you don't deserve each other, because you see how you're kind of being portrayed as these like poor or needy kind of people, like, and begging for, I see this person as like a guide figure, like you're begging for the universe to give you a partner, almost like you don't feel worthy, and you're kind of both in this energy, and it's kind of stopping you from being together. I don't really resonate with that whole like raise your vibration stuff and like you need to match the frequency of what you want. I shouldn't say I don't believe it, but I just don't think it depicts what's going on very accurately, because we see all the time people get things, good and bad, that they feel like they didn't deserve, that they didn't see coming. And so I don't think it's that like you need to feel worthy or you won't ever manifest a relationship. But I think what's happening here is that you could enter into this relationship, but if you go into it with insecurities, it could sabotage it. So maybe that's a reason that it hasn't really. It could just be like you're too shy to come forward because you don't feel worthy. But I also think there is a little bit of the universe withholding something, because as people, we project our feelings onto everything. We project our own views and our own beliefs onto everything. And so if you go into a relationship thinking, for example, I'm a loser, then you're going to project that onto your partner and be like, she thinks I'm a loser or he thinks I'm a loser. And then you're just going to like get into fights for no reason, and it's just messy. And this is your counterpart. This is your soulmate. You have this guide or guides rooting for you, but they want you to get to like a healthier place so that you can come together in a good way and really enjoy your relationship together. Another feeling that I'm getting from this card is that, because this is a card about, you know, generosity and fairness, as we can see like with the scales here, I think that you are getting this union as a result of good karma. Like you've really been so generous in your life and you've given to others, and now it's time for you to receive something. So my advice for you in love is like, get into that space of receiving and that space of deserving. Not because it won't come to you otherwise. It's gonna come, but when it does come, you want to basically don't fuck it up, is what it's trying to tell you. If you're already in a relationship, make sure that you're showing appreciation to your partner. Make sure that they're showing appreciation to you, and that there's a good balance of giving and receiving, okay? That's going to be really important. It's going to help like the health of your relationship a lot. Okay, so let's look at the clarifying oracle cards. We have, it is safe for you to love. We have fresh air and mending. Okay, yeah, a lot of you have a person on your mind and you've been too scared to approach them. This is telling you to go for it. This is definitely telling you to go for it. And it says, open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. I was just talking about giving and receiving with this. Like, you guys are ready for this. You're ready for a connection, okay? Also, with the fresh air card, I'm feeling like you guys need to like get out more. You need to be more bold. You need to really put yourself out there. If you guys are more of the shy type, maybe you're a little bit of an introvert, maybe you spend a lot of time at home, you don't really like go out and mingle that much, and it's like, how are you gonna meet this person if you're just like chilling at home, you know? This is telling you to get out there. Maybe you can even like, you know, have some new experiences or meet some new people that give you a new perspective on yourself, and you realize, hey, I am pretty cool. I am pretty fun, you know? I could be a good partner. I could show someone a good time, like something like that. You need to work on your self-esteem, and I do see that happening the more you go out and interact with people. Just like quite literally get a breath of fresh air, you know? And there's also mending, so I think you will be healing these insecurities that you have and sort of getting ready for this partner to come in, this soulmate to come in. And I do see that happening this year, but you have to sort of answer that call, you know? You have to go out there and make it happen. And I do think that you will need to be the one who makes the move, you know? You need to show your confidence. You need to show that you have game. Yeah. And maybe, I don't know, like, go out and do something fun, you know, take them out somewhere, just like have fun together. There doesn't need to be this pressure, you know? I think both of you actually, like, you put so much pressure on yourselves when it comes to relationships to like be super attractive and super impressive, and it doesn't have to be so hard, you know? You can approach it in a more like fun and friendly and no stress kind of way. It's like you're safe, you know? You're safe. You don't have to try so hard. And as you develop bonds, not only with this romantic partner, but even like with your friends, with new acquaintances, and you start rebuilding that self-esteem, you're really, really going to heal. So I know this is about your love life, but I think this is sort of spilling out into a more general thing about you that you can work on, and that will also affect your friendships and new connections from here on out. Okay, be confident. You got this. You deserve this. Have fun. Just relax. Yeah, like that. Okay. All right. So moving on to your career. Let's see what the tarot cards have for you. Dun! Yay! It's the come on, Three of Cups. It's the Three of Cups. This is wonderful. So I see you guys having a lot of fun in your career, and this is gonna apply to you whether you're starting a new job or staying in your current job. So if your job is boring, you're going to be having more fun with it in the next year. We'll see, like with the oracle cards, kind of how you can make that happen, but I see you having a lot more fun. You might be working with your friends or making friends with your coworkers, because there is an energy of friendship here, and just that in itself can make jobs a lot more fun, you know, like if you enjoy the company of the people that you're working alongside, even if the job itself is boring, that can make it so much better. I also see you being more creative. Again, like that doesn't mean that you need to be in a creative or artistic field of work, but this means that maybe you're expressing yourself more, maybe you're coming up with sort of creative solutions to problems, you're having more fun with your job basically. So there is like a perspective shift. I do feel like a lot of you have been dissatisfied, and now there's this sort of like renewal in your career. It's fun again, it's exciting again. And I mean, I was talking about in the first part too, like becoming more confident and extroverted and like trying new things. And maybe that is going to spill over into here and make you more like confident in work too. Maybe you're going to be like taking on more responsibilities and like speaking your mind more. It's just going to be more fun. So let's see what's going on. I'm sorry, I feel like it's getting a little bit dark. The sun is just setting way too early these days. It's like 4 p.m. or something and it's already dark. Oh my gosh. Okay, we have the Queen of Fire. This is the Queen of Wands, more creative energy. I hate this word. I hate this deck. I don't know why I use this deck. Don't make me say it. We have Bazinga, and we have within the next few weeks. Okay, so Queen of Fire. This is wonderful. Look what words we have to describe you. We have confident, warm, intelligent, graceful. Stretch your wings and fly. Don't underestimate yourself. Assert your independence and creativity. This is so awesome. Like, I cannot think of a nicer message to get for you guys. It's really time for you to start coming out of your shell and expressing these beautiful traits that are within you, okay? Like, you are smart, you are creative, you have good ideas, you are very talented, and you're really going to be letting those shine in the next year, and it's just going to be so much fun, and the people that you work with are going to appreciate it so much. It's like the Queen of Fire or the Queen of Wands reminds me of that kind of person who like walks in and like the room just lights up. So you are going to bring this really, really nice, bright, fun energy into your workplace, and everybody's going to recognize it and appreciate it, and as a result you're lifting other people's spirits too. If you're self-employed, I see you gaining the confidence to put more of your work out there or make sort of more bold decisions, you know, like making more creative and innovative decisions and not being afraid to take those risks. And this is kind of going to be, it's going to come kind of like in the form of an epiphany. I actually don't know what Bazinga means, but it makes me think of Eureka or something of that nature. Like, yeah, that's it. Like that kind of thing. So maybe this is something like you've been, because like I said, I feel like a lot of you have been not the happiest in your career for a while. And you're like, I don't know how to change this. Like, I feel stuck. I feel stale. I feel bored. I feel, I don't know, tired, apathetic, whatever it may be. And you're like, I don't know how to change this. And it's like this moment where you're like, oh, all I need to do is be myself. All I need to do is express myself. Like, who would have thought? It's so crazy. Imagine. Something like that. So, I don't know. Maybe you're in kind of a workplace where it's like everybody wants to do this, but there's like that group mentality. Like, okay, nobody's speaking up, so we're all just gonna be quiet and be boring then. And it just takes one person to be like, to start having fun with it and to start speaking up and to start, you know, showing their creativity. And then it's like, it's infectious, you know, it will spread to everybody around you. And we also have within the next few weeks, so I don't know when you're watching this, like maybe it is the beginning of December, which is when I'm putting this out, or maybe you're watching it later on, but you could get a head start on this, you know, because it is just a matter of you doing it, just being you. It's just a matter of you opening up basically and letting yourself shine like that. So it's not necessarily like a matter of circumstances where you need to wait for 2020 to do this, you know. You could do this tomorrow if you wanted to. So I mean, within the next few weeks, depending on when you're watching this, it is still the year 2019. So this is something that you can start doing right now and sort of lay the foundation for a really, you know, happy, successful, productive, fulfilling 2020. So this is super positive. I love this for you. I love this for you. I do feel like it's a long time coming for a lot of you guys, and you're like getting that spark back. Yay! Okay, so next let's see what's going on with your personal growth. There is the Hierophant. Very interesting. I feel like maybe, I mean, obviously you're interested in spirituality or else you wouldn't be on this video probably. But maybe some of you, you're just starting to get into it, or you haven't really educated yourself. It doesn't have to be, because this is general, and I know people like of all different interests and levels of understanding are going to be watching this. But I am also thinking about this quartz right here that, like I said in the beginning, is talking about opening yourself up more to that kind of stuff. And this is a card about, you know, educating yourself on spiritual things. So maybe that's something that's going to aid you a lot in your personal growth. Maybe you're going to be doing a lot of research on like spiritual topics that you didn't know about before. I see you starting to have a little bit of curiosity in those things that maybe you didn't so much before. Or maybe you're just expanding, because, you know, like the spirituality is like an umbrella term that encompasses a lot of things, you know. Like I'm into tarot, I'm into astrology, but there's so much stuff I don't know about. Like star seeds, for example. I just mentioned them like for the first time in my last video. I didn't really know what it meant, and now I'm starting to learn about that. So maybe it's just a new topic that you're going to be really interested in, and that's going to help you with your growth. But it doesn't have to be spiritual, because I want to say like as many scenarios as possible for a general reading. Maybe like you're learning about, you know, self-help, or you're reading a lot of like encouraging, informative books like that. Maybe you're going to start going to therapy, because this is also a card of like mentors, counselors, teachers. Maybe you're seeking help, you know, to help yourself grow, starting to talk to a counselor or something of that nature. But there is definitely, you are definitely studying something that is going to help you grow as a person. I'm definitely seeing that. Probably spiritual for most of you. Okay, so let's see the oracle cards. We have happiness. We have the Six of Cups. I remember and treasure past happiness again. And Starfish Spirit, open to infinite possibility. So you guys are really taking your growth into your own hands, you know, like you're educating yourself where you need to be educated. You're putting in work where you need to put in work. And I honestly see you guys becoming genuinely happy in 2020. And for some of you, like, I feel kind of sad saying this, but for some of you, maybe you haven't been happy in a long time, and you're finally starting to feel like yourself again. And the people around you are going to notice. Like, I'm seeing all these like different people on the cards, and you might even be like mending some relationships. Like, because I'm looking, there's two people, they look kind of ominous, like, so maybe this is representing people that, you know, your relationships have gone kind of sour with. Not like you had a big falling out or anything, but maybe you've just drifted apart because of your unhappiness. And I feel bad for saying that, because I don't want it to sound like I'm blaming you, like that you weren't happy, but it's like you're finding that light again in you, and you're like, it's like you're back to yourself again, and like it's like overflowing into your relationships, you know, as you improve yourself, all of your friendships start improving, like your family relationships are going to start improving as well. You have this new romantic partner who's coming in, and it's like, you guys, oh my god, I feel like I'm going to cry. You guys have been like feeling lonely, and it's like suddenly you're overflowing with love and joy, and you have all these beautiful people in your life, and it's like, it's just like old times, you know. This is talking about, you know, treasuring your past happiness. So this could be like going as far back to your childhood, you know, like when you were very carefree and you had a lot of friends and you just had fun together, and nothing mattered. It was just happy. And it's like you're going back to that energy again. So I do feel like you're sort of revisiting this after a long time of sort of being in the dark. It's like you're re-emerging again. You feel passionate for life again. And look at this starfish, like you're open to infinite possibility. It's like you're not scared of the future anymore. You welcome it with open arms. Like this starfish, this bitch is spread eagle. He's like, hit me with it, I'm ready for anything. Like it's just you're like you're so excited. I love this for you. And it's all because of your like hard work, taking responsibility, getting help, educating yourself, you know, like you guys are really putting in the work, and it's just such a beautiful thing to see. I'm like, I love you guys. What the fuck? Oh my gosh. Okay. So personal growth is looking really good too. And finally, let's look at your spiritual awakening. Ooh, 5 of Pentacles. Okay. Yeah, I do feel like most of you, because of the chords, because we saw that you're like just starting to educate yourself. Maybe you come from a past of being like less spiritual. So you guys have been kind of out of touch with your higher self. So essentially out of touch with yourself. And we have seen that this is changing, so that's why I'm not too worried about this card coming out. But this is a card of like loneliness, of feeling left out. Yeah. I want to look at the other cards to kind of see what's going on, but perhaps this is the energy that you're coming into the year with, because it is so obvious that you're not coming out of next year with this. I feel like the more you start to learn about spirituality, and the more you start to connect with your higher self, that's going to be like the trigger that makes you realize like, wow, I'm so isolated, I'm so out of touch, I'm lonely, I'm sad, whatever it is. That learning about spirituality is really going to shine a light on that. And the more you start to connect with the spiritual side of things, the more you'll realize that like you're dissatisfied with the material stuff, you know? Maybe because with the Pentacles, maybe you've been putting a lot of focus on like material things, you know, like accumulating money, working at your job and stuff like that, being successful. And then when you take a moment to like look around and realize like there's more to life than that. Life is about your connections. Life is about growing as a person. That more spiritual side, you'll realize maybe you're really lacking in that area, which is totally okay. Like it's all part of your growth. So maybe that's the thing that triggers you to start educating yourself. So these kind of came out like in a funny order. I feel like this should have come first, but it's okay. Okay, we have, this is like confidence or trust. This is soul tree. And this is deep replenishment, retreat, rest, be held. Okay, some of you are feeling lonely because you're away from your soul family. Because we have this card about the soul tree, and we have like being held. This, not to worry, you are going to be reunited with them because we saw that earlier in the reading. But I think this card is sort of explaining why maybe you have felt the way that you do, and it's because you're away from your soul family. Because you were out of touch with your higher self, you were out of touch with who you are, where you came from, why you're here. And as you start to realize that, your soul family will come in. Yeah, this is about, you know, gaining trust. So I do see you, maybe like you didn't really believe in spiritual stuff, or you've always been curious about it, but you were kind of on the fence. And I see your belief and your trust in it really solidifying in the next year, because it will just, learning about it, like everything in your life will start to make sense. Like, oh wow, now I understand why I was feeling this pain. Now I understand why I was feeling so alone. Now I understand why I was feeling left out. Like, learning these spiritual concepts will help you make sense of everything and understand how to fix things, understand how to take charge of your life and reconnect with your higher self. And there's also soul tree. So that's funny. I said, like, I forget which pile it was, but there was soul family, and I said, like, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, like the members of the soul family, and now there's a tree here, so that's kind of cool. And with the tree, I'm thinking of like the roots of a tree. It's like you're remembering where you came from, and that might also be really helpful to you, like if you've met this romantic interest that you have, or the partner that you do currently have, or certain friends in your life, and you've always felt like a special way about them, you're going to be able to make sense of that too now. You're like, oh, it's because we're from the same tree. I get it. Like, we know each other. We had past lives together. We're here to fulfill like some purpose together. We're here to teach each other. Like, it's just really going to make sense to you. It's going to make you treasure your relationship so much more and have a deeper appreciation for why you're here. And this has been a long time coming, again, for a lot of you guys. And I think you are weary. Like, you're like this weary traveler, like walking through the snow, and you just want a hug, you know? Like, this is talking about resting. This is talking about being held. And I am seeing like one person on here. So I know that there are many members of your soul family, but I keep thinking back to like you coming together with that soulmate, with that partner, and just being held by them. Like, maybe you haven't gotten to that level yet with this person, or like if you are in a current relationship, maybe you just haven't really had the time to like be still with them and be really present in an intimate moment like that for a long time. But you need to slow down and let somebody hug you, okay? You're like, if you don't have that person in your life right now, like your best friend or your mom, I don't know, your brother, your sister, it doesn't matter. But you guys, you need to be nurtured right now, because you're coming to so many realizations, and some of those realizations might be painful, and you need to remember that you're not alone. Okay? But that soulmate hug, when you get that hug, that's gonna shift everything. That's gonna change your life. And I am so excited for you. So, this one is a little bittersweet. This one is making me a little sad. But awakenings can be uncomfortable. They can be painful, because we see all the light stuff of ourselves, but we also see all the dark stuff of ourselves. So it's totally normal. And you're not alone. You're not alone. You're not alone. You're not alone. I can't tell you that enough times. I have to just tell you a million times, okay? You are not alone. Okay? Yeah, alright. So I think I'll end the reading there. If you're interested in a personal reading for more information specific to your situation, there's a link in the description, and you'll see all the information on how to do that. Oh my gosh, I mess this up every single time. Every 4 readings, I messed it up. Thank you for letting me read for you. I hope you're having a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching this, and I will see you in the next video. And happy 2020 in advance. Bye bye.